is just so you know, you really need to go to my Substack, Kansas Helen, and I'm not producing anymore until I get some more attention to this Substack because it's very important. And I think it's important whether you live in Wichita or not. You need to understand that your elected officials, whether they're state, whether they're federal, whatever, they do not give up their First Amendment rights. And it has been, there's court cases and all this stuff. They don't give up their First Amendment rights. Now, can they post everything they want about it on the Wichita district, whatever? No. But are they allowed to use their personal platforms, which apparently include the ones that say council member on them? Yes. They are not. What has happened is and the fact that this is what Joseph Shepard's immediate reaction is, or what probably Brandon Johnson's was, or whoever's sitting up there, the fact that their immediate reaction when they hear the death of a citizen is to call their legal department and say, what should I say about this? Or to call their consultants who talk to a legal department. Yeah. If that's their initial reaction, then they are not doing their job.
Well, they're being pacifiers, and that tends,
and they're lying.
Yeah, that tends.
It is a lie to say I cannot. They can say I'm not going to. Yeah. They can say I'm not comfortable. Yeah. But to say I cannot talk is a bold-faced lie.
And that tends to be the modality. They expect you not to know about rights and legalities.
That's the thing, is that the average citizen can't. I've had to go and look at the Wichita Charter. I had to go and investigate
research.
The Kansas laws on it. I had to go in and look at the federal constitutional laws on it. I had to go look up. There's so much more information I could have been in that Substack, but I know you people have a very low attention span. If you just Google it, man, just Google it, and you will see that they can say what they want. I had to go look at case law. I had to go look up things that pull records from court cases and go look, because there have been city councils and mayors that they've tried to shut up, and they've sued, and courts have repeatedly over and over upheld the First Amendment rights of an elected official. They're not employees of the city, which I have called them before, but they're not. They don't sign any sort of a play contract. And if I am wrong, and that is not correct, even though I've done some thorough research, I haven't done any core requests or anything. If I am wrong, I welcome Joseph Shepard or any of these people that I'm calling out to correct me with the backup of that. Show me what it is that you have to sign that says you cannot say anything, because that is not what I'm finding in my research. I'm finding that you are still a person that has a First Amendment.
And this goes back to the conflict of interest with their private interest. My commentary was that they don't want to disrupt the cop vote, and they don't want to disrupt the ruling class bill.
That's what I'm saying, is that it's a choice. I woke up now.
It's a choice.
It is a choice. They are doing it for one of three reasons, or all three. They're doing it to protect the city's interest. They are doing it to protect the police department's interest, or they are doing it to protect their political career. Yes. And because somebody said to me, I've gotten so many comments and messages, I don't know, I can't tell you where. But somebody said to me that would be career suicide. And I said, then I guess I would be a one-term council member. All I know is what I would do if I were a council member, whether it was in my district or not, but especially if it was in my district. Anybody was killed in my district, regardless of them having the same race as me. I don't care if they have the same political beliefs as me, but if the police killed anyone in my district, I would immediately be posting about it. I would immediately reach out to the family in my district and be like, how can I support you? How can I help you? What's your side? What is your side? So I would immediately do what I did in this case, which is I went, here's what happened. Here's why it's pissing me off so much, is because I am as about tied in to the Wichita politics as you can get for somebody that doesn't go anywhere. I'm online. I don't really go out and about, but I'm like, there have been people like, you need to go to a council meeting sometime and figure out what's happening. I was like, this don't tell me that I need to pay more attention to local politics. I don't know how I could possibly have the time in the day to pay more attention. So
you're not a lawyer.
Yeah, and as a citizen that really does pay attention to their local politics, the fact that I didn't know about it until maybe it was a week later, a long time. I didn't know about it, and the only reason I know about it is because I was on TikTok, which I wasn't on until March of last year. I didn't do TikTok. And Wichita is on Facebook, Kansas on Facebook. So I found out about it because his sister, who lives in New York, came up in my FYP because she said Wichita in the beginning of it, right? And I said, what? January 20th? how do I not know about this? So I started messaging people. Have you heard about this guy? You know what I mean? I just looked up the name. I just Googled his name, and there was nothing. There were like 4 stories that were immediately put out.